have a question to ask you. How do you expect him to make an effort when you don't have any requirements that need to be met? Hey there, Divine Feminine. I have a story to tell you. But before I get into it, I'm going to need you to share this video with every woman that you know. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, so I have a story to tell you today. And I'm going to need you to share this with all of the women in your life. Share this with your daughters, share this with your mothers, share this with your sisters, share this with your aunties, share this with your friends. Why do you expect him or her to make an effort when you don't have any requirements that need to be met? Listen, anything that you get yourself involved in on a serious level in this life, there are requirements that you need to meet. You need to meet requirements for a job. You need to meet requirements to get a loan. You need to meet requirements to get a car. You need to meet requirements to get a visa to travel, right? You need to meet requirements to even travel. But in relationships, for some reason, people feel like the chips just gonna fall where they want them to fall. That doesn't happen. You need to have requirements in your relationships that need to be met. Other than that, you can't get mad and upset when the person who you're in relationship with isn't making an effort towards making the relationship work, towards making the relationship successful. I want to hear what you have to say about that. Do you have requirements for your relationships that need to be met in order to be in a relationship with you? And I'm not just talking about relationships of intimacy. I am talking about relationships across the board, both personal and professional. You have requirements that need to be met because you would know from the state of your relationships what it is that you are willing to deal with and what it is that you are not willing to deal with. But let me let you know something right now. You cannot show up in your relationships with requirements. You cannot show up in your relationships intentionally if you don't know who you are and if you don't know what you want. And if you are in your relationships focusing only on what you don't want, I can guarantee you right now that you are experiencing everything in your relationships that you do not want to experience. I am in such an amazing season of my life. As you all can see, if you're following me, you see that things are growing, you see that things are expanding, things are leveling up, things are happening. And Denika Carothers feels amazing. She feels amazing about her life. She feels amazing about herself. But I'm also in the dating arena right now, right? So I just took some professional photos, but these are like photos to show me, to show my essence, my personality, to share who Denika really is with you. And they are amazing. So I happened to share one of those photos with somebody who I'm just starting to talk to. But I've seen some signs with this person, right? There are just some people out there that like to mold the people who they're in relationships with. And this happens with both men and women. You have some people out there who are just so controlling. They feel like everything that they think the person should be is who the person should be. And they discount or don't give credence to who the person is. Okay? But when you know who in the hell you think you are, honey, that does not stand with you. All right? So anyway, I took these photos and these photos are amazing. I mean, this photographer, and let me shout her out on here, at TommyCulmer.com. Check it out if you want to up-level your game. But anyway, she captured my essence so beautifully. And I shared one of these photos with someone, a gentleman. And the first thing that he asks me is, well, how do you want to be seen? Do you think the clothes that you had on are demonstrating what you want to be seen? Now, y'all, follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram so that you can see these photos, right? Because that's where I post my photos at. these photos look amazing. And I'm very happy with the photo, with how I look in the photo, with what I have on the photo, in the photo, everything. I love it, right? So when you know who you are, you don't give power to anybody else to define you, to take away your fineness. When you have requirements for how people need to show up in relationship with you, then you expect certain things to happen, right? On the other side of that. So the first question that I asked this person was, well, tell me what you would have done differently, essentially, right? They couldn't tell me. They tried to take the story roundabout and make it about them and what they do. And I paused them. I said, no. I need you to answer the question that I asked you. And again, they tried to round about it. And I was very assertive and I was very strong, because one of the things that I require in any relationship that I have, friendship, intimacy, business, even with my children, is that you are supportive. That you are supportive. And also that you don't say or do things to try to hurt me. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. Because you have an opinion, your opinion is not relevant in somebody else's life or situation just because it's your opinion. And one of the things that I want to encourage you to ask yourself before you so freely give your opinion is what I am about to say going to be helpful, or is it going to be hurtful? That's a very excellent gauge before you open up your mouth and you are not impeccable with your word when you're speaking to someone, because you can completely destroy people. You can destroy people's self-esteem. You can destroy how they feel about themselves just by one word or one sentence. So I want to encourage you to be impeccable with your word when you're speaking, and don't say things that are going to hurt people. Say things that are going to help them. My mother used to say all the time, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all. Well, this person was going in the direction that they wanted to go. And for me, it felt like control. For me, it felt like you want to mold me, and that's not going to happen. And another thing I tell my clients all the time, if you are in a relationship with someone and you want to change them, you think there's things about them that need to change, you don't need to be in that relationship with them, because what you're saying is that person is not really what you want. Okay? And so you want to be mindful again, if you have requirements, then you know what works for you and what doesn't, and that's okay. But both people get to ascertain that, right? Well, anyway, the end of the conversation was, you know what? I recognized some triggers were coming up for me, so I had to face some residue in that moment. And there are times when you're going to have to face residue, because your relationships with other people are always to teach you about who you are. And we are always evolving. We're always growing. One of my very utmost intentions is to become the greatest version of myself always. So I'm always working towards that. It's such a beautiful space to be in, because you don't feel like you have to take anything away from anybody, right? You're doing you. You're doing you. And so I recognized some triggers were coming up, and I chose in that moment to do what I needed to do for myself so that I didn't go to a place I didn't want to go. And so I chose to end the conversation. And this person wasn't taking that. They wanted to continue talking. And so I was like, no, I'm going to end the conversation now, and we'll pick this up at a later time. Okay? Again, you get to choose your path. You get to make requirements. If you don't have requirements, you cannot expect someone to make an effort towards being in alignment with what it is that you're choosing to create for yourself. Okay? And then the person sent me a text message afterwards and said, well, you know, I still think you're amazing. And even at your worst, you're still magnificent. And I said, I agree. I am. Capital AM, always manifesting, right? Whatever you put after am, you're always manifesting. I am magnificent, and I am never at my worst, because my intention is to always move towards becoming the greatest version of myself. Tell me what you think about that in the comment section. How do you think I handled that? And share this. Again, like, share, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, because 2021, I'm about to break some things open for you. But it's important that you know who in the hell you think you are. Get my book on Amazon.com so that you can create whatever it is that you want. Now, don't forget, share this with every woman you know. I am committed to supporting you on your mental and emotional wellness journey. If you need some extra support with that, be sure to click the link in the description box. And until next time, remember, if you desire it, you deserve it.